Good, good evening, everyone. This video will be bilingual as well. First English, then Armenian. Norit, este saniutas kazbumanglerin, edohairen, galini. Today I was participating in a training on business, how to start up something and create your own business. And at the end we did a meditation, and then what was it called, some visualization, yeah. And it was interesting. We had to meet a better version of ourselves, and we had to start a conversation and give some piece of advice to ourselves. So, and prior to that, this same day, I was listening to Eckhart Tolle, one of his best-selling books, A New Earth, and I discovered a new mantra for myself, and I gave this specific advice, this specific piece of advice to myself during this meditation and visualization session that we had like about 40 minutes ago, I think. So I'm under that strong impression, and I wanted to share this with you. It will be very useful. It helps me. For instance, the previous video I made for the channel, first I thought, do I need to make this video? Will it be useful? And I had, doubts in my head, in my mind. And then I discovered that I can change the chemistry and my own thoughts through some mental tool, let's call it that way. And said, Eckhart Tolle was quoting Saint Augustus or Saint Augustine, and the mantra is love and do what you will. Love and do what you will, or do what you want. In some other versions, it's like love God and do what you want. But anyway, and it's interesting because I heard it and it spoke to me, because I was already doing that prior to listening to his audiobook. It's maybe the sixth time I'm listening to that audiobook. I'm doing this with Eckhart all the time. The Power of Now and A New Earth. I listen to these two audiobooks very often. I find them very, very helpful and useful. And yeah, it spoke to me. So I made the previous video for this channel when I changed the chemistry of my thoughts. When doubt kicks in, I first start loving. I inject the energy of love in my thought process, in my body chemistry, and then I decide to do or not to do anything based on that place of love. See, when I'm in doubt, I may get lazy, I may get afraid, frustrated, and don't act much. And when I inject love, when I transport my thought process and my energy field into this field of love, then things change. So it's very powerful. And when you don't want to learn English, for instance, or you don't want to do anything, it's not to force yourself. Maybe you should not do something. Maybe you are into something, and if you love yourself, if you inject the energy of love, you decide to quit it and not to do it. So it's not about just motivation to act. Maybe you should restrain from some action, but you act because you don't love yourself, or you think outside of that dimension of love. Yeah, it's a very interesting subject to me, and with most of my videos, I actually don't prepare any speech, anything. I just speak to the camera like this. So it's both hard and interesting, and I'm curious what words are coming out of my mouth right now because I didn't plan anything. So yeah, this is something very intimate, very, I'd say, spiritual and powerful to me. And I'm happy to share this tool with you. And one of my favorite quotations by Osho actually is, life starts where fear ends, or life begins where fear ends. And this I find in my society, and I think it's in all the human beings' minds. It's the structure of the mind, um, like conformism, the place of comfort, like the comfort zone, and fear of letting go, fear of something new. Even the body wants to keep this homeostasis, right? To stay as it is, to keep the status quo, the temperature of the body, the conditions we're in. So something new is a threat to our body and to our mind very often. It's a structure which was given to us by evolution, I think, and it's a mental structure. Any being that has an uncultivated mind has this fear, which is very, very intrinsic and very deep. So it's okay. We need to work on ourselves and direct our the direction of our evolution to switch something, to grow. Yeah, this is so exciting for me. I could talk and talk about this for hours.